This segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Segment 3 here. You can call us here on our phone line at 615-737-7767 if you might have any questions we might can help you with. We got the upcoming dove seasons coming up tomorrow.
Starting at noon. Yeah.
Noon. Hey, by the way, I didn't know this. Kentucky opens tomorrow, dove season, but it's at 11 o'clock because they go by whatever time Fort Knox is what the rest of the state goes by.
Interesting fact.
And they are 1 hour ahead.
I actually knew from a friend several years ago that they opened at 11, but I never knew why.
So you could go to Trousdale County hunting dove and go, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. Right? It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're right there on that line, you get on the other side.
I have to think of things like
that.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't going to say that. I left that open for you.
Hey, we have been talking about the 1 buck limit, and we're going to touch on it some more. Brandon and I are going to hit some of these topics that you want to hear about, and we want to get your opinion on. So use Facebook to send us your comments, your questions about these things, and we'll fire them up next week, okay? Here's the other thing. EHD, it has, I'm not going to say that it has hit us as hard as I've ever seen, because I've seen it hit harder.
I've seen it worse, yeah.
I've seen it a lot worse. But it is concerning some individuals when they go out and they're finding 10 or 11 on their property. And I can see that. The thing I want to point out is that in my experience, and just speaking from me, mostly it affects the older deer, whether it be does or bucks. But it seems to affect the older ones more than it does the younger ones.
It does appear that way. I don't know of any scientific reason behind that.
I just think it's like me. I'm getting old. My immune system's not as good as it used to be.
And that actually, if anything, may have more to do with it than anything. But I mean, I've seen it killed anything from young yearling deer to. But it does, and I don't know if it's just because if somebody finds a doe in the pond, they might not, whatever. They find a big 10-pointer in the pond, they're going to be taking pictures and sending them out to everybody, and so that probably has somewhat of an effect on the fact that we see so many big deer. I've seen pictures of 2 really nice bucks that were found this week just in Wilson County. So I mean, it does seem that way. But I don't know that it necessarily, the disease itself goes to older deer for any particular reason.
Yeah, I'm just saying that in my experience of looking and watching and seeing, I went with Bill McDonald one time down in Hickman County fishing the Duck River, and oh my gosh, we saw 20 or 25 bucks and does, but they were all older deer. Yeah, but the stench would just knock you off the water almost. But it happens. It happens. And I want people to understand this is nature's way, I believe, of keeping a check and balance on the population. Hunters, we're just not doing it like we're supposed to. I promise.
Right. That the population will balance itself one way or the other, and that's just one way that it does it. And it's been happening quite a bit this year in certain pockets. I know that there's been some places north of us that have had several. Down in Lawrence County, I believe that would be south of us. I know that there was a pretty good little outbreak there.
Yep, there was.
But it does seem to be in pockets, which is normal.
That's normal. Hey, we got some callers here. Who we got?
Stephen.
Stephen, how can we help you tonight?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I've lived in Wilson County for 30 years, and I've hunted. Used to hunt in my backyard, and now they're building it all out of asphalt and concrete.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where are all the deer going, and where can you hunt anymore? I mean, because everyone's buying up property. Where are some places that you can hunt if you got a hunting license? Because like the guard up in Fort Campbell, they only let you hunt a certain amount of places because the military's got most of it.
Right.
So where are places that you can hunt if you got a hunting license
Okay.
you're not trespassing on people's property.
All right, hold on just a second, Stephen. We can help you out there.
Well, I mean,
because-
you've been right. I'm in Wilson County also, and first off, I agree with what you're saying. They seem to be turning everything to concrete, but you're in a pretty good area as far as public land. I do have some private land around there, but I've spent a lot of my life hunting the public land down around Percy Priest areas, Cedars Lebanon State Park. You know, a lot of people think those are overhunted, and there's not any deer there, and I'm gonna tell you there are. And there's some nice ones, so that would be some good public land options. But as far as where the deer are going, they're going wherever they can, and that's part of the problem with some of these outbreaks. I think sometimes as you get so many animals in one congested area, it seems to uptick the problem in some places.
And I also want to harp on one other thing, and that is Tennessee is blessed to have the WMAs that we have.
We
the
have
wildlife
lots of them.
areas. Let me tell you something. One of the best ones I know in the country is located right here in central middle Tennessee, and that's Cheatham. Cheatham has some of the largest bucks I've
It's a
ever
fantastic
laid my
place to
eyes
hunt.
on. And I got a man over there that can say amen to that, because he sees them, because that's usually the process that they take them to.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
there's just some huge deer in some of these WMAs. Now, the thing is, you got to be smart about hunting them. And I'm not trying to give away too many tips here, because everybody will be doing it, but when everybody's going deep, you need to go shallow.
That's
If
right.
everybody's going shallow, go deep.
And try to hunt around the other hunters.
I've seen like a 8-point, 10-point around here in Wilson County where I live, and I live on the city part now that
Right.
turned it into the city.
Right.
And I've seen some beautiful deer, and I've seen a lot of people that's ran over deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few.
And to me, that's a waste of meat, because I don't just hunt for trophies. I hunt for meat.
Well, I tell you what, Stephen, we got to go to some of these other callers, but we appreciate your call. But I'm going to tell you, we've got a roadkill bill. So if somebody passes it up, friend, I don't have a problem stopping, throwing me in the back. I feed family too. So thank you very much for your call, Steve.
Okay, man.
All right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
And we got Don. Don, how can we help you tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm from Warren County, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
And down here at the nursery capital of the world.
That's right.
Beautiful
Been there many
Manville.
times. Yep.
Oh, yeah, the big nursery capital.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I've got a question. Well, I've
Okay.
hunted all my life. And why in the world does the game wardens let these nurserymen go out at night and shoot our big bucks and do everything they want to do? And then we're worried about our one limit bucks and everything when they go out there and they shoot them at nighttime and kill the big bucks. And anybody got any sense knows that this is what goes on. And so why do they do that and allow that and then leave them laying? And that's just kind of a waste of resources, in my opinion.
I'm going to tell you a big fat amen to that, brother. Now you going to answer that, because I'm all for him.
I am too. I mean, we discussed this a few weeks ago, and it's been a hot topic as well. One thing about it is that the game warden he's on both sides of the game, so you do have to remember that. He's
caught in the middle.
He's in for the hunters. He's also there for the farmers.
That's right.
A lot of the nurseries, I know when I was in school, we actually went down and looked at some damage at a few of them, and they have taken some extensive damage from deer. I think that they should go about trying to get, and this is what we've discussed, trying to get the meat to families in need or people like that, and maybe allow some hunters to come in during the season. A lot of times people they want to know, well, why do they have to do it, before the season and this, and that's because usually that's when most damage occurs. So once their diet switch over and they move around, or things like that can change where they're at the time. But when your crops are at the deer want to get in the most, unfortunately, is in kind of the late summertime. And so they have to go in there and give these guys some relief, and they make them leave them laying, which is the part that bothers me. But the reason they have them do that is to keep it from getting taken advantage of. And I know that's a story of one bad apple ruining a batch, but that's really the reason why.
All right. Well, we hope that helps you out.
Well, sir, it didn't.
Well,
that's my nephew.
I know, but I tell you what, check us out next week. We're going to bring up this same topic again.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are just like you. We want to find out what can we do to alleviate this problem of wasting state resources.
Agreed.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, we've got who?
Kent.
Kent, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, good evening. I was wanted to say I know y'all questioned what year we had a
The big
MSD outbreak, and in Montgomery County it was 2008 was the worst time. And
Yeah,
I think
we thought it was like 7, 8, or 9.
But which counties have y'all had them reported in this summer so far?
All
now
over.
this summer has been all over the state.
There's
Lawrence
been,
County, I
know
heard
of
that was a
a
big
good pocket that was there. There was a northern Tennessee county. I don't want to misspeak and say the wrong county. I know there was one that was more north. But it's been real sporadic, and there was a couple, like I say, found just this week in Wilson County, which is where I'm
going
at.
to tell you something, too, that got hit a little hard this year was East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Around Norris Lake. I saw one big, huge buck that got killed
pretty
right
widespread.
there at Norris Lake.
It has.
So I don't think that it's, county derived. I think it's across the state, just these, and it's caused by a midge.
It's biting midges is
And
what
that's
it
what
is.
it is. And they go down into the mud and all that, and they make their little holes, and then when it rains and all
Yeah.
that, they pop out. And
That's where they breed.
That's where they
So,
breed.
I mean, anytime you have a little small water hole that holds water beyond when other areas around it hold water,
Yeah.
that's usually kind of a breeding ground for things like that.
That
So,
and skeeters.
yeah, and skeeters.
Skeeters.
Yeah,
When I get
But,
to heaven, that's what I'm going to ask God. The first question is, really? Skeeters?
Why are there skeeters?
Why are they here?
Ask him about ticks too.
Yeah, ticks too. All right. Well, thank you, Kent, for that. We hope that helps you out. We are, excuse me, going to talk about this some more, but we got to go now to our tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being brought to you by Davidson Farmers Co-op. Gee, have you seen all the sales they've been having?
It's every day
It's
they're getting
every
putting something
day
else out. Yeah.
Davidson County Farmers Co-op is having a sale of some kind. Let me tell you something. They're going crazy over there. Miss Laura's selling the house out.
Yeah.
She wants it all gone before Christmas. She got Christmas presents
So she can
coming
bring
in.
some more
That's
in.
right. So go by and check them out. They're located right there on Dickerson Road, next to Briley Parkway, not far from Briley Parkway, by the way. So go in there and tell her you saw it right here on Southern Woods and Waters. All right? No, I was going to give you a
I was
tip.
going to say, you said you wanted to do the
But
tip,
you were
so
prepared,
I
right?
was listening. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm ready.
Okay, Hunter Safety Systems, and I don't know, but whoever did it over at Hunter Safety Systems, not only do they sell the harnesses, but now they sell these lifelines. Now what this is this keeps you, if you're going up a ladder, if you're going up a climber, if you're going
Lock
up
on,
a
it don't
lock
matter.
on, a set of sticks, you got your hand on the ladder, you got your feet on the ladder, you can take this with the lanyard that comes with it, or the tether, and you can move it up as you go. That way if something happens and you slip, fall, there could be ice on the step, you could slip, your foot could slide off, you're not going any further than that 3-foot tether.
Right. And that's when most of the
safe.
accidents happen. I mean, it is.
when
It's
most of
going
them
up
happen.
and coming down. It's not when you're usually just sitting there hunting.
But let me tell you something, for all of those that have families at home that you leave at home to go hunting, you need to think smart. This is probably one of the greatest investments you can do. Carry this with you, set it up, pre-set it up, so that when you go in there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's dark, you'll be able to go up and down in ease and be safe. And I promise you, your family is going to love you coming back home.
Yeah.
All right? We got to take a quick break. We have Miss Anna Flowers is in the house. And I'm stopped up. I can still smell it over here. Y'all are in trouble.
Well, I'll tell you, it smells good.
We'll be right back.